Aloha.
Aloha.
My name is Krista Ralaxmidetten,
And I'm Michael Ditton.
and we are Infinite,
Activation.
coming to you.
We're in Southeast Texas now. It's been a while since we've done this.
Yeah. And I thought, as we are here, which almost never happens these days, like behind the same window, table, chairs next to each other, that we also do a little update to Infinite Activation.
Yeah, I don't know if we've done one since we left California. Have we?
Yeah, it's been
a while.
Yeah. And we haven't disappeared. It's just that we have reorganized our focuses. So I have been focusing, and actually many of you may have not heard, but I became a Wildfit health coach last year.
Certified.
Yeah. And Micah has been helping me with getting lots of stuff more optimized, organized, putting it also up to Kajabi. And what have you been focusing on?
I've been sitting on the couch, eating bonbons, watching Daytop. No, not
far from it.
Yeah. So we acquired some property in Southeast Texas, which we're overseeing the asset management of it and a bunch of renovations and stabilization of that, plus diving deep into looking at some other properties that we're working on acquiring, not only here in Texas, but in some other areas. So the real estate wholesale and buy and hold part of it in our world has been very busy, very active.
Yeah. And Micah has been also very busy, not only looking into new deals, but also keeping an eye on this project here with 8 apartments being built. And it has been actually very exciting to see the backstage action, what it takes to actually manage such a project and how everything is connected, how every detail goes. For me, this is something completely new. I've never been to that level of, reconstruction and building and so on. So this has been quite exciting and new learning for me as well. And we have been here in Texas and we have seen the extreme heat. And tonight, what was the temperature tonight?
We got down, it was probably about 27 when I got up this morning, felt like 24, a little
Fahrenheit.
breeze. Yeah.
Close to -5 or somewhere there.
Yeah,
Celsius.
yeah. But just 3, 4, 5 days ago, it was in the 70s. So
yeah.
And today it's supposed to get up into the 50s, beautiful blue skies and crisp and clear. So
yeah, so that's another adventure, being here in Texas, like experiencing a little different climate and weather. And so many times I got so used to in San Diego that I could do whatever, didn't really need to check the weather forecast. And here you need to keep an eye on it, because we also had a little, I don't even know how to call it, but we had a little tornado or two visiting.
Yeah, it's not uncommon for this area to experience hurricanes, but this year we actually had multiple tornadoes in October. One which was within it was like across the street. So we got, we luckily dodged that one. So we've experienced something that's not as common down here, but we're finding a little bit more common nowadays.
Yeah. And now this year is basically going to be also another adventure. We are preparing ourselves for another big change. What's that going to be?
I don't know. What are we doing? Are we talking about Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah. So our goal was to try to get back to Estonia this summer. And of course, COVID is still playing rampant on the world. So we're not quite sure that we're going to be able to get back there. So we're gonna refocus and just dig in and do the things that we need to here, between getting Crystal's coaching program fully automated online and getting some of our real estate stuff all dialed in. But between, I'd say, probably May and late summer, our goal is to make our way out to Southeast Florida. and we want to get back to the nice beaches and water there. You know, we're both water bugs, so if we don't get in the water soon, we're going to probably shrivel up. But we're enjoying our time here. It's Southeast Texas is very beautiful, very green. It is an experience, but you know, we're ready to get to the coast.
And it's also one of the things we have actually been really enjoying is the restrictions connected to COVID have been very minimal. Mm-hmm. So after I actually went to Estonia, my grandmother died of 95 in November. And I experienced the most like restricted, anything I wanted to do, I couldn't really do much. So it was such a relief to come back, and I could go to the gym, have like no mask, no test, no like vaccine and stuff. And it's like, I even did like a special Christmas present for the team there to just really show my appreciation also that I could go regularly on the gym.
Yeah. And, you know, that doesn't mean we're not cautious and careful and everything else. I mean, we still respect that COVID is out there and rampant, but the thought process here in Texas is definitely different than a lot of other parts of the world. And, you know, people do what they need to if they believe that's the right action to take. But, you know, we believe a little differently. And so does the government here in Texas. And that doesn't mean that we go into large events without being, you know, properly protected, but we also limit ourselves in large events just because we don't want to we don't want to risk it. So, but we are so looking forward to the day where that is behind us and we're able to do and be at events and hug people without worrying about it, and travel again without any, you know, major restrictions. So I'm not so certain that's going to happen this year, but we're just going to be prepared for when it does.
Yeah, and do retreats. I really miss retreats.
Yep. Yeah, workshops and retreats and live events. Yeah.
And we have another news.
We have an addition to the family.
Yeah. Who's that? Did you get the baby?
Yeah, a baby cat. Yeah. Missy is been welcomed into our lives and our hearts and our home. She was a cat that was here on property when we got here, and she kind of found her way into the 8 vacant units and kind of made home like some other cats did. Well, they were vacant. They were able to find their way and call it home. And I knew that was going to change. So I built a little cat house for her outside, which she started to use. And then as a wildcat, she became a little bit more friendly to us because we showed her love. And then it started getting cold, and we invited her in one night, and I let her out the next morning. She went out and used the bathroom, and I stood there and said, "Hey, do you want to come back in?" And she ran right back in again. So the next day we got a litter box for her, and she stayed in, and the next morning she had used the litter box, and we figured, okay, she's getting pretty comfy here. And from that day forward, she has now been officially, not by paper, but she's been officially adopted by us, and she's officially adopted us. And we've taken her in for, to the doctors for her shots and checkup, and we're going to make sure that she gets everything that she needs to be a happy and healthy cat. But she's a very special kitty, and we're glad to have her in our life.
Yeah, and she's very smart too.
Very smart.
When my grandmother died, I was on the phone with my friends back in Estonia, and just it was nighttime here. Michael was already sleeping, so I was like in the hallway on the stairs. And Missy basically like felt that something was not right. So she was just like circling me and coming to my lap and giving all the love. And once I got back from Estonia, because I had such a stressful time and lots of traveling, and it was like crazy snow there also. So I had to like drive the car in the snow and so on. So she was like all over me, basically like balancing and healing all the stress and so on. So, and also reminding us that, hey guys, life is not only about work. Let's just chase that little acorn and, little simple things like rope and stuff. She actually likes those simple things much more than the fancy toys.
Yeah, we buy her toys and gifts all the time, and she's starting to play with them. But she was just as happy with the acorn we would bring in from outside and roll on the floor. I mean, that was good enough for her. Yeah. Still is.
Yeah. So sometimes you don't plan something and it happens and it's a blessing, and then you just have to say yes and receive it, and you don't know like where it takes you from there, but that's how we are. Basically, we noticed that wherever we moved together, starting from Mexico, we had cats like gravitating towards us, and I think it's mostly also because of you. You are that animal attractor, and that cat which was in Mexico actually got the babies.
Two babies.
Yeah, and then we helped to get the babies a little grow, and you were potty training them and all of that, and then we found a nice family. So and then even in Hawaii we had some cats like kind of going by, so it's like really amazing to notice. So
they do seem to find us.
Yeah. So we'll continue. Will be really interesting now. Michael actually will start with a new podcast. Can you just couple of words about that one?
Yeah, in the real estate world, we've created a podcast called Deal or No Deal, Multifamily Real Estate Investing. And the bulk of it is, analyzing and evaluating deals. And I'll record as I do that and share with the viewers why we believe they're deals and why we believe they're not deals. But the podcast is much more than that. We're going to have some big name people from the industry that will come and share their stories and success and the wonderful things that they do when they serve and give back to the communities. We're going to interview members of our wealth building team, and every successful real estate investor, or actually every successful person has, team members or partners that they rely on to help them reach the level of success they are. And we're going to pick the people in the industry that are key to helping us reach our level of success. We're going to have, we'll have other successful people that are chasing after their passions in life and reach their own level of success. And typically you find when people do that, they want to support other people in finding their level of success by chasing their passions. So we're going to have some great guests come on. So we're going to have, it's going to be inspirational and motivational. It's going to be educational. It's going to be about networking in teams and partnering, not just deals and no deals. So
and community.
Community. It's going to be, very well-rounded.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Yeah. And with our other podcast, the Estonian one and Abundance in Action, is going to be actually a 2-year anniversary this summer. And we are getting close to 100 episodes in total. And that has been quite a journey. So every week, we have basically launched like a documentary around like 1 hour episode with different people. And last year, I even had to like basically leave out all the solo episodes because we had so many pre-recorded, podcast episodes that I didn't want it to sit there and somewhere waiting for their turn for almost a year. So it was quite a journey that way. And as you said, also very beautiful networking, and it's such a growth experience also for ourselves as podcast creators, because that preparing all the interviews and meeting with the people, and then later how things will go. The podcasts are growing slowly. Those particular podcasts we still grow organically, which means that it's just basically by word of mouth and people share in their networks. Estonian podcast has already over 5,300 downloads, and the English one is getting close to 1,000 downloads. So it's quite a journey that way as well.
Yep. And Crystal's done a phenomenal job. I've been assisting in the wings, and she's been really doing a great job of making that happen.
Yeah. And I really love it. It's so amazing to interview people and share their stories and learn ourselves as well. And with those podcasts also, what's so special is that, you know, every podcast presenter or guest many times also shares a gift with the listeners and viewers. So there has been people who have been enormously kind, sharing like mini ebooks and videos or like mini courses even. So it's a wonderful, way of receiving kindness as well.
Yep.
And I continue this year with full-on WildFit building. It is a food freedom program and a health program, which actually even Michael did as well. So we did one group
last year,
together.
this time last year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And do you remember how much you let go of?
27 pounds. I don't remember.
Yeah, somewhere there. And I let go around like 14 kilos, 30 pounds or somewhere there all together. I did like two challenges. So what this is about is basically a 90-day program where people come in, and if they want to reset their health and their way of eating and all of the things which are connected to it, that's a really good way to do it, because you will come in, you get the information and videos from Eric Edmeades, who is the creator of the program. And then I, together with the group, create that beautiful tribal, communal way of going through it. So it's so much easier when you have other people and the navigator guide there, so that you will not be alone. Yeah. And it's been a very successful program all over the world. They estimate like 50,000 people have done it with amazing results, not only letting go of, extra weight, but
just being
also
healthier.
Yeah, making different choices and also turning this into your lifestyle. And Michael can actually be a witness and also, say, yes, I've seen it, that I have actually incorporated this lifestyle and seasonal eating. So every week I actually do seasonal eating. So I have certain days where I eat differently and I support my body that way. And that has been one of the few programs which I have really managed to integrate into my life. And of course, being a coach also helps, because it's like you have to be more accountable. So
yeah, you have to look good in the eyes of the students. You have to preach and teach on the same level.
Yeah. And it has been amazing from the get-go with the pilot group plus other groups. It's been really amazing that people are coming together. We even also had the English group already. And there is so much more we can co-create with this one. So I'm ready for bigger groups and bigger opportunities with that as well. And as time goes by, we'll get more back into co-creation with Infinite, with both of us doing things together too. But right now, that's our focus.
Yeah, we've got our independent platforms that are working. The coaching program is in a part of Infinite, but we're still working on getting that all fully automated to support. But Coach Crystal has been unbelievable. I've watched her through the process, and I've seen the success not only with herself in the coaching program, but with the students, and the results have been phenomenal. So
you're so kind. Yeah. So to all of you, thank you for checking in with us, and let us know if there is any way we can support your journey. We are here as two powerful coaches. You can do sessions with us separately, jump into some of the programs we are offering, or whatever works. There are times where we are kind enough to also even put together customized programs for certain clients. So we wish you all the best. Please make the right choices so that you can keep yourself healthy and happy. And till the next time, mahalo.
Mahalo.